Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Like the Mace song, for those of you who know it. You know, when he was done being a pastor, it's like, I want to rap again. Welcome back.
No
Although maybe
idea
he was
what you
doing
just said.
both. That's
I've
fine.
It's okay.
It's perfectly fine. We are moving over to Mirage. That's going to be the second map of this best of 3 series. What do we expect from FaZe? They're comfortable on Mirage. They like Mirage.
It's one of those things again where it's just all about their like how good of a CT side they can have, and they probably need at least 11 rounds or something on their CT side. Just because for me, the T side is a huge question mark. VP obviously showing that for the T and CT sides of maps, which they're prepared to play. And Mirage has always been a map that the VP have played in all the iterations of their lineups. They have all the right players for it. And especially with Snatchy, they have that potential to be very explosive on the CT side as well. And that's where I see the problem, because if they're able to have a really good CT side, as we just saw, FaZe struggle on their T sides. They just struggle on their T sides. It's very sad to watch because they have such great players, but they just can't get it going right now. And so I actually think VP will probably 2-0 this.
It's a possibility. I never say anything's impossible. I think Nuke's a little harder in terms of T side, in terms of it has a lot more timing.
It's true.
So maps like Mirage and Overpass maybe favor FaZe a little bit better because they're able to work the map and angles a lot more comfortably.
Wait, we're going to Overpass, right?
I think so.
That's why I did say, what about Overpass, Dan?
Yeah. Well,
I did ask that question.
Well, it stands. My point still stands.
The point stands. They're able to work the angles, and a map like Overpass, a lot more room for FaZe, like to have an up, like the peak up and by Fountain, fall back, another angle, like just make 100 angles for Guardian to up. That's what you want to see. Make it a gauntlet of Guardians.
I feel like from what I've seen, that obviously you would say the same about Snatchy. I think that Snatchy is going to be more effective. I mean, Guardian's been AWPing well. They both have. But I don't know, just based on what I've seen, I think that Snatchy and Virtus.Pro are going to be more explosive on the CT side than Guardian and FaZe are going to be on this occasion. So I mean, I'm not going to change my prediction because I feel like that's kind of cheating. But I think that FaZe are going to lose 2-0.
This was Blast Series best of ones. Yes, FaZe would probably lose, but this is best of 3. So it's a different phase. Maybe they come back. Maybe they play a little harder. They're a championship team.
You're still thinking FaZe?
I'm still thinking FaZe. I think these maps will just be a little better suited for their play style than Nuke. Because Nuke, again, timings. It's all about timings on that map and spacing. And FaZe did not look good at all on their T side in both those aspects. So hopefully this map's a little more forgiving on that.
Hopefully. Hope. Do you have hope, Dan? You're a hope person. You're trying to sell the tickets on hope.
I mean,
earlier on.
The thing is, Guardian has been playing really well, which is often Guardians. If Guardians is having a great game, FaZe will just win because often he's so hot and cold, but on a good day he can be the best AWPer in the world. So there's always that element at play. But I feel like Overpass overall is such a technical map, and there's so many options that it's harder actually, unless it's sort of built into the structure on the CT side for the AWPers to dominate, because if they're too static, then they can be easily avoided. If they move around a lot, well, then you might just get unlucky because if you're playing, deep on A or something like that on some setups and there's just no action there, well, there's the element of luck and timings. So I think that it's easier than a Mirage or something to avoid Guardian if he's playing very well. And I think that's, again, that roundedness is going to really benefit VP because VP also seemingly have more CT setups. They have more setups, which I think is really important on a map like Overpass as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that dynamic plays out. Hopefully FaZe prove me wrong. If they win, it's going to be off the back of their individual ability as always. So, Nico in the clutch, we'll just get players in the clutch, get them in the post plan, and that's how they'll be able to win. Otherwise, I don't think they can do better tactically or strategically right now.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Do we have updated odds for this? I'm sure we do.
Oh yeah,
I just changed my bracelet from my watch
just like that
to a Marine Nationale strap.
Casually.
Just like that. Boom, with my little operating device. So look at the odds now. They're still favouring FaZe at the moment. So it's not too nervous just yet in the Pinnacle offices, but I don't know, man. I'm feeling I think that, if you've got some like steadfast Polish supporters who laid down some plonk on this, they could come in. It could be juicy. It could be a juicy evening in Poland.
They look like a better thought out game plan than FaZe did.
Yeah.
And let's not forget all the gaps in the smokes, all these huge gaping problems that they had on their T side. Yet still 3 rounds on the T side was enough. So, well, I say it obviously got 5 rounds.
See, look, panic button. Stop, guys, stop.
Lower it, lower it, lower it.
But they only got 3 like gun rounds. They obviously won the pistol in the following round. So maybe you know, I'm a bit too quick here. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I do feel like VP will have a stronger T side. But that said, they got less experienced players as well. So it's, you know, it's hard to say which way it will go.
Okalicious looks a little shaky. I don't know, maybe a little nerves. His first time playing.
Yeah, it's weird
caliber
because I think you can look at it in 2 different ways with the youth, right? You can think of it as no fear, just going in and so on, but there can be different stages of that. Like if you take Broland, for example, from Fnatic, I think when you go to LAN, the initial ones will be like, okay, look, there's all this imposing stuff in front of me, and you might get some nerves and so on. I think he's past that point now. But for an 18-year-old playing against FaZe Clan, playing against the likes of Guardian and so on, that might be quite terrifying at first until like it becomes the norm, and then it takes on a different thing altogether. So I think it could be no fear, I'm too young to care, or it could be, oh my god, I'm playing against, you know, my heroes. I remember before Rops came up, he played against me on FaceIt once, and his team beat my team, and he took a screenshot of it, and he had a screenshot just in some folder somewhere. So, you know, he played against his heroes, man, but he came out on top. So look where he is today. Look where he is today. I was the gatekeeper to him, to just like the rivers of, you know, of professional TS flowing into Rops, basically. I was just standing there like, you know, the old man. And
you beat me, you're
with a
in.
trident. Yeah, under the waterfall.
He
I
just
had to
threw you
move
down the
aside and let
stairs.
him into the door now. Huh?
And he threw you down the stairs.
Perhaps.
Kicked
Yeah.
you.
I don't remember. We should look at the demo, see what happens. Could probably find it.
Okay, well, we're going live. Let's get the action started. Much speculation has been had, but now the actions on the server will tell the tale. We weave the narrative between FaZe and Virtus.Pro on Overpass.
FaZe starting on the T side. Where's Guardian going with this Molotov? Here comes the train!
Guardian, let's see. Smoke Molotov? Might
See,
smoke off the...
This is half of Bardolph's strat. Bardolph pistol round. 3 players hide in the corner outside Monster. 2 players rush A. And often you'll have somebody push through Monster if they don't see anything. Those guys get a pick, they charge in. Maybe you get a pick towards the A bomb site, you start the rotation. Either way, B becomes weaker, and you make the play towards B. It's a great strat, honestly. Bardolph pistol round. That's my best pistol round so far.
And what was very interesting, Nico has the bomb, so he wanted the CTs to see the bomb, maybe pull an extra rotation here from FaZe. So a little mind game here, throwing out there. It's a little risky because he gets picked. There's bomb.
One day we're going to see Bardolph pistol round on Overpass in a professional match. Just need the right people watching my stream. Sometimes nothing tunes in, for example. Anyway, here comes the execute. The Molotov towards barrels. Nobody will be hiding, staring on the floor on this occasion. A perfect flashbang from Rain will allow Nico to get a glorious headshot, and he will continue. I think that second one wasn't really an assist at that point, but there we go. Either way, so 5 versus 2. They've taken the site. Now, at this point, do you continue to go for it? Do you save your Kevlar if you're Snatchy, for example? Questions that must be asked, and indeed it will be now. 1 versus 5. Might as well hold on to this. I mean, you don't have to necessarily pick up a helmet in the next round, because if he doesn't take any damage, it will cost only $350. So what you do is up to you. But if you're going to go for a force buy, for example, think about the difference, right? Your Kevlar is $650. If you get 1 kill, you get $300. So your Kevlar has more value than frags in this round.
It's true, but he
Just on
can't
one
lose.
shot.
He can't lose any points of armor. But be able to. Oh, he lost 2. The bomb.
That is really annoying.
Oh, no, all that work. But at least he still kept the armor. I wouldn't be surprised if there's horse buy. But look at FaZe. Kept it simple. They work together. Work with their guns and numbers.
That's good to know, actually. It's good to know now that you'll lose 2 HP.
You're
well,
not hiding
two Kevlar. You know, if he was on the other side, like near the ladder, I'm for sure he would have been fine.
Yeah,
so
he would have been.
now I know. Those are the kind of things that I like to know.
Learn stuff new every day. That's how you know that you're alive, James.
How much money does Snatchy have? Does he have any money left? 650. Okay, so maybe there was a... Maybe he would have picked up a helmet. Who knows? I think if he leaves $500 in the hole, then he can still buy the AWP. Actually, no, that might not be right.
Where was that
He'll be able
HE
to
guy?
buy. He should be able to buy. Good.
The HE just kind of blew up and just on nothing in the middle of the bomb site where there are no spots.
Was it near the
I'm
pillar?
confused. No, you can see the line right there. Very strange. Very strange. Back into the B-bomb side. I respect it. From FaZe, keep things simple. Because you can all FaZe together. It's pretty powerful.
Simple FaZe.
And flashbangs in again. The smoke, forward smoke. Flashbangs will help them to take water as well. And they have yet to lose a single player. So it's just gone really, really well. And Veggie just knows. He just knows.
FaZe are already looking better on their T side. They already, just the spacing, the confidence, positioning, just looks well-oiled. You know, like well-oiled machine so far. Nico getting taken out. Guardian will exchange the kill. Only lose one person from FaZe.
I wonder if Nico will just generally be now just lurking a lot more because he wanted to, and I think it makes a lot of sense, he wants to be the secondary caller. And because he's so good, if you want him in a star sort of role as well, you kind of assure that he's going to be in the round and he's going to be making decisive calls with information that's very important that no one else will have. And he's going to be also staying alive much longer than some of his teammates who might be entry fragging and so on.
Yeah, it's going to be between him and Olaf. It's going to be the like two anchors, lurkers on T side, depending on the map or the strat.
So I'm looking forward to Nico's development.
A lot of stress probably off the shoulder. Rain's going to get 4 kills. Spray and pray. Olaf cleans up. We'll get the AK. Yeah, it'll be very interesting that Nico. I mean, it's not easy IGL and come up with strats and game plans, and like you kind of find yourself thinking about it all the time. Going to bed, just what I could have done better or what can I do better and stuff like that. And it's stressful. It adds up. Everything adds up in this game.
Snatchy has the AWP. Virtus.Pro have enough utility to go for some early plays if that's what they want to do. Support grenade from Veggie. Does he go after or before? Player spotted going towards that playground position. Ooh, that Molotov. I don't know if it was Alpha Connector. Okay. Let's see how much value there was. Maybe it buys time for them to fall back. Worst case scenario. Well, there's a meaty headshot, HE grenade. Was that short B position, and there's a follow-up. 1-for-1, short B control. That's a lot of information for Virtus.Pro. They won't over-rotate back towards the B-bomb site. They're comfortable with the information served to them by Okalicious. Grenades down long. I love this setup.
Very strong.
I'm very fond of this setup. The off angle is... Oh my god! Oh my days. Okay, Guardian is on fire, and maybe Virtus.Pro will not be allowed to get anything done on their CT side. I was not expecting a peak like that. And zero reaction from Snatchy. Very surprising stuff. They were about 50-50 on the angle of engagement, I think. I don't know if maybe he was having a look at the radar or if Guardian was just too fast for him.
I felt like Snatchy had the huge advantage in that angle because Guardian had to move into that angle to peek it and still got the shut off before Snatchy just even hit the mouse one while, you know, stop moving and counter strafe and whatever. So that's a... Maybe he was looking at radar, maybe he was talking, I don't know, or blinked.
Yeah.
It happens.
I saw minimal movement of any kind, which makes me wonder.
And it has to be Guardian too with the AWP, because one of the dynamics in Counter-Strike is that if you are peeking into an AWP or a rifle, it's a different dynamic if I peek that. Oh, he actually was further back, so he probably had a decent enough advantage. But the point is that I'm trying to make it is that Guardian with the AWP is kind of uniquely suited to make those picks more consistently. And so if Guardian's not hitting his shots, because we talk about that, you know, Guardian being hot and cold, then it changes the game entirely. Like, what if he takes the peek and dies even? Then it's such a different spot. But Guardian, you know, he can do so much to make life easier for FaZe on this T side, and he's doing that so far. So it's good to see, and I'm liking some of the calling and how FaZe have handled the half buys. And they've been going B a lot. And Rain, he's been making those eco kills happen pretty much every time.
He's what, 8 eco kills?
He got 3 in the pistol.
Looks good in stats.
Rack him up like when DD Tyloo days, he was the king of eco frags.
Actually,
anti-eco frags.
So Rain got 3 in the pistol. He got 4 on that anti-eco, and he just got 3 again. So that's all of his frags.
It pretty much tied his performance on Nuke, I think.
Pretty much. Rain a little quiet on Nuke.
Yeah, very fond of overpasses, Rain. Snacks and Mihu left with the P250s. That is a disgustingly ugly knife. For my tastes, anyway. Looks like it is a scan of a Petri dish with some bacteria swimming around. Rain makes his way towards the B-bomb site. And you'll see that it's clear. Now, there is a threat to this rotation, which is Snacks with his P250. I suppose the threat is somewhat small, but FaZe will go the safest route possible. You may not want to venture into connector on an anti-eco, especially with this time on the clock, so it'll be a close one, but they are well protected. This is a proper escort the VIP situation here.
Playing pugs, usually people are pushed to CT spawn by now, flanking everything. They've got to check that one corner in the bomb site. You get killed with the bomb with 4 seconds left, you lose the round.
Great cover. Generally, moving into B, if you're planning to go to the site, you want to stay to the left of the pillar, as swinging wide to the right will expose you to the balcony, but of course, you'll eventually have to face up top. But just seeing all the moving pieces, trying to be as safe as possible, pretty good. This is where I normally try to knife people from when I'm saving.
You just
But
gave away your strat.
I think I've done it so many times actually that people look for me there now, and it just doesn't happen. I can't go there anymore.
The barred off spot.
Yeah, taking too many lives from that position.
Snack's been watching your demos. Not going to get anything. And FaZe not losing a person on their anti-eco, so that's always a plus to see. They're methodical. Rain feeling it. He's just hitting headshots, hitting the shots. I like it. Even though they are all eco kills for the most part. Still got to give credit. 5-0.
It's very random that. I wonder if James is Snacks his name in English, because his name is Janus. Because I saw his P250 has a James sticker on it. I guess, yeah, which is a little random. I guess that's immunity, James, I think. But anyway.
Is Janus a name though?
5-0. Virtus.Pro looking for their first round. Plenty of grenades flying towards B, and that's exhausted the coffers of Virtus.Pro. They've got 3 flashes left, and that's about it. Olofmeister with an opening frag, and this time there will be a rotation towards B, maybe an over-rotation, because FaZe are committed to nothing, to no one. The bomb is very far back, just waiting, looking for more info. FaZe looking to try and stretch the band of Virtus.Pro until it snaps. Still passive. No one has ventured towards long yet for FaZe, and 2 plays are essentially there for Virtus.Pro. Snacks looking for info, just creeping quietly to try and make up for the fact that they are a man down. Oh, Guardian was pretty close, to be honest. I think he did actually shoot and tag Snatchy through the wall as well.
This is a huge play by Snacks to take water after Olaf already took it earlier in the round.
Mihu moving towards the site now. Very tough spot for him against multiple people. Is this a save situation for Virtus.Pro? They may have high ground, though, coming in from the A-bomb site, which may make them pursue.
It's a very retakeable site, and Olofmeister, though, he's going to make it less retakeable with that headshot. Oh, just denied. Everyone's getting denied by Olofmeister in this round. As you say, Snacks did a great job.
There's a lot of potential there for VP to retake it. Olaf and Nico were pretty low in HP, but the timing of the peaks was just really off by VP. Just giving up too many one-on-one angles or one-on-two angles without exchange. So FaZe will take the 6th round, looking way different from on Nuke.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing it right. VP has a lot of catching up to do.
Buckalicious going forwards towards sewers, but he will be just with a 5-7. It's pretty good at that range, honestly. Quite devastating. But Olofmeister just sort of lurking in that position, making sure that his team has eyes on those positions. Two-man setup in the bathrooms here for Virtus.Pro. That's perhaps really where this round can be won or lost for FaZe, depending on how they deal with this setup. Scope is heard here for Veggie. Can he get something out of this? It's going to be very difficult. Looking for the scope. He's one at the fountain. Oh, it's so tight. Oh, gets the backstab, but Neo comes up the stairs just in the nick of time.
Disposing of a weapon. Nothing to collect for Virtus.Pro to use against their opponent. Now, FaZe should be aware that they don't have possession of long, so don't want to hang around that party area too long. Neo still moving around, and there will be a flank over there eventually from Mihu. Hello. Gets there eventually. And again, he's respecting the peak to 50, as we said before. You can spam it a lot faster, but it would be a lot more inaccurate. Okalicious waiting in the water. Doesn't really have any help. He has called for a rotation. No, going for it with the 5-7. Not quite. Not quite for Snacks either. Now, surely Mihu wants to save this AWP. 2 versus 3. Bonus money would certainly help, although this might spur them on. Or maybe... Yeah, I was thinking. 2 versus 2. You can buy next round anyway. So at this point, you might as well go for it. Otherwise, it's just a free round for FaZe Clan. Maximum loss bonus. Got to speed up a little low. Need that headshot. There we go. And it's just Rain left. Snatchy. I don't think he can win the round anymore because he doesn't have a kit, essentially. So even if he found that frag, I think it would have been too late.
I'm a little upset at Neo staying so long by, I guess, Sands or Short A with an op all by himself. Because as you said, FaZe had no A like long at all, or even party control or anything like that. So him just being there all by himself with an op, a little risky, not necessary. Should have just fell back, saved the op. But now VP will have 2 ops.
Let's see what he can do with them. Here comes a battle for that short B position. Okalicious goes forward and goes back, spots Rain. Good possession for FaZe Clan to start with. 2 HP of damage that HE does.
That doesn't make sense. That was right over his head.
Goodbye, Nico. Smoke there to cover the retreat. Veggie wins the battle in the connector as well, so finally looks like VP get a few jewels going their way, and oh, maybe it turns around here because Guardian finds the back of Veggie. So many kills from flanks, and the bomb is down at the moment, needs to be collected. There's only 3 players for FaZe left, but not before Olofmeister tries to go deeper towards B to cause some problems. Presumably Rain will go back for the bomb, and oh, at this point, is it over? Because it's just Guardian and Rain against 4 players. They have some time, but the AWPs are really problematic. It's so hard to beat them on these peaks. Nice angle from Mihu, and now it's all on Guardian. I've seen him do this before on this map, on the T side with an AWP, so I'm going to count him out as he pushes forwards. He's been looking pretty good so far as well. And Snacks will be ready though, so.
Mihu's got so many unorthodox angles and pop flashes and smoke grenades. He's really fun to watch on the CT side on a many maps. The way he creates space for himself to work around a smoke grenade, peaks like that. He's and you'll see that on Mirage as well if he's in that short B position on the CT side if we make it there, which looks likely at the moment, but it's still there's plenty of time for Virtus.Pro to turn things around. They still have max loss bonus +1 at this point. FaZe very keen to take that short B position once more. Some spray from Mihu. This time Okalicious not going to that short B position. So what will FaZe choose to do?
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but can they recover from that? They'll be into the bomb site quite quickly. Okalicious doing some damage. I don't know if he's going to be removed from this position. Okalicious doing all the damage, just holding this position, making things difficult. Nice follow-up as well, and he's just holding his ground. 2 rounds.
I kind of like FaZe's idea though. They kind of recognized VP had 2 ops from the round before, so stop doing the defaults. Let's just group up and use numbers. But fortunately, the execution was a little off, and that spam through the wall early kind of shut down FaZe. So FaZe, if to do maybe a little more flashing over after their smokes on that B site. May have been a different story. VP slowly clawing their way back in 2 rounds in a row.
Olaf creeping. Makes his way to short B again, looking to raise the pressure. They know there are 2 AWPs. They won't always be at the same angle, so these peaks are quite dangerous. Won't peak 100% of the time, so let's see what happens. A minute 20 on the clock. 2 HEs for FaZe, but it doesn't look like they are setting up for the double HEs towards sandbags as they used to do in Karrigan era FaZe. Neo delivering some grenades, some Molotovs towards Divider to allow Rain to move that without being shot by a sniper, at least from that position. And there's Guardian again. Veggie outstaying his welcome. Some poor timing from him gives FaZe an early frag.
And FaZe will start to close the distance a little bit towards that A bomb site, but still with the AWP lurking in bathrooms and Snatchy, there is problems. And as we can see, he's doing the damage, keeping himself in position though. FaZe unable to move him, and that makes things interesting because do FaZe just go towards B now because of how difficult it might be to deal with Snatchy? Do they want to commit towards A? They do have Rain in the front of the bomb site, so that might be the difference here. Bomb is moving towards B at the same time, so splitting up here, FaZe. Rain really needs to sell this. Ooh, didn't bait out the initial shot from Snatchy. He was patient, and it pays off for him.
1 flash and 1 HE for FaZe to move in. They have to assume an AWP is here as well. Oaklish is dancing around the pillar. Can't quite find the right shot though. 8 seconds to plant the bomb. Miyu doing great damage, leaving Olaf Meister on his own. He's got a... Ooh, there's not time, is there? He knows there isn't time. Going for damage now, as I think FaZe have more money. Or had more money. That's quickly dissipated. So here we go. Virtus.Pro on the catch-up trail. I think Guardian fired first in that engagement as well. Rare miss from him. That could have been everything else. Especially with Veggie going down. I said it was early. It wasn't early. It was just kind of free. Just walking away from that position while the smoke was going. A free kill for FaZe, but they still managed to turn it around and get their 3rd round in a row, Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, this consistency is really encouraging, especially after the troubles that they found previously. And, well, FaZe are going to turn up the pace even more. Hitting the gas pedal straight into the B-bomb sites, and 4v4 quickly ensues here. They do have the space to plant the bomb behind the cover of smokes, but considering how much utility is left for Virtus.Pro, they should not have too much of a difficult time with the retake. This will definitely throw a wrench into the works, though, with this boost. And having 2 AWPs as well, this is awkward for VP.
It's gonna be a save.
Oh.
It's actually a smart call by VP.
Yeah, definitely. Because their loss bonus as well is they still have some loss bonus perhaps, but it's going to quickly diminish.
You'll be able to save 2 AWPs in the process.
They save a lot of utility as well.
That's actually a really smart call by VP, knowing that out positioned, the bomb's planted, just no early kills other than on Olaf. Really preventing them to really just take more map control in that situation. It's always good to see a team fall back and save in that situation. You have 4 people alive, full guns, utility kits, whatever, and you still save the game. That kind of brings warmth to my heart.
Yeah, not often you see 4 players saving on a CT side of Overpass. Grenade towards the toilets, flashbang in case anybody's pushing the fountain position. Just to deny information as they go for the short B. This has been very important for FaZe to take in most of these buy rounds. Oh, that's a glorious shot from Snatchy. He saw Guardian as well, and he is decimating these players. Going for another peek, and he'll just continue to deliver. Another headshot from Snatchy. 5 versus 2. Very hard to respond to that. One of Automatic's favorite positions, and Snatchy shows it can work for him as well.
Oh, just feeding into Snatchy. 4th kill makes it look easy. And it is one of those spots where this is why Overpass can be so strong for AWPers. It makes me really sad when you see some teams and they'll never pull one of their main AWPer towards the B side of the map, just because there's so many positions where the Ts will kind of walk or kind of slow peek And the AWP just counters that, just completely counters it. As we saw that the first kill went that way. After that, Snatchy just hit the flows. And
Beautiful.
really set up the ace. Beautiful.
Yeah, Snatchy, as you said earlier, Snatchy can be so explosive. He could be anywhere. He doesn't like staying in the same spot. They move him around. As you see, they put him on catwalk of B. He gets 5 kills.
Late to the party, based on what I was saying about him at the beginning of the match. Beginning of the map, rather, but here he is. Very nice round for Virtus.Pro, and that puts them in a more comfortable position moving into the last few rounds of the first half. FaZe on pistols once again, Nico on a scout, there's some deagles on Olaf, Meister and Rain. P250s for Neo and Guardian. I do wonder what the comms are like for Neo after so many years of communicating in Polish. Obviously, you have things like FPL, but Snatchy's back at it again. That is 7 kills in 2 rounds for Snatchy. Finally, he'll be eliminated. And an AWP will be a big pickup if they can collect it, but Veggie might try to stop them.
Yeah, I was just say, you know that Snatchy's never not peeking after he gets that first kill.
He's a peeker.
He is feeling it right now. I wanted the second ace.
Who's on the bottom? Who is that?
Veggie's so close.
Come on.
And he knows there's players there. There's a deep flash for Veggie. He could go a bit aggressive. Doesn't have to, though, it seems. He's been spotted, though. So now it gets a bit awkward as they try to take the fight against him. Olaf Meister takes down Snacks. Now there's no support here for Veggie. In fact, as I said, that Okalicious does come into the position. And just like that, Olaf Meister starts to give them a bit of their own medicine with that AWP. It's getting very uncomfortable. And Okalicious has to buy time for Mihu on this flank, and maybe he's done that. Although, will the stepping be heard? Yes, it will be. And Nico with this scout, we know how good he is with it. Easy headshot. And now it's Okalicious against the world.
They've made the right play, FaZe, moving into the B bomb site. Money is all over the place. Snatchy has 11,000, but if they can buy... I think Okalicious needs to hold on to this weapon though, but 1 versus 2, looks like he'll go for it, so if there are shortcomings, they'll deal with it in the next round. Kevlar on both of the FaZe players. He jiggles the sniper. He has a kit, he has a HE as well. Get the HE done on that short position. Bounce, and Olaf Meister is taken out of action. Now he needs to move quickly. Rain has a molly, but he doesn't really have an angle to throw it. He'll throw it anyway. Picks the right time, and... ooh, he's going to have to jump. I think he's got it.
Oh,
10
so
HP.
good.
Wow. So close.
Oh, wow. Very well played by Okalicious.
That's unreal.
What a clutch.
What a round from Okalicious.
Oh, God, that is crazy. He got into such a desperate spot. Everything went right. And for the fact that he spots 2 players and he's counted and he's like, okay, well, there's another one out there somewhere. Could be anywhere. It's pretty impressive that he's ready for that and doesn't give his position away against Nico. He played that whole passage perfectly. It's crazy.
Beautiful stuff. Both teams on the bye once more. Virtus.Pro keeping it competitive. Looked like a wipeout for FaZe, but Snatchy continues to deliver 16-4-7 at the moment. Doing a lot of the fragging here. The rest of his team don't really have more than 6-7 frags, including that clutch from Okalicious in that round prior. So it has been the Snatchy show for some of these rounds. Snacks may get shot in the leg by Rain. There's a grenade sailing in towards the B-bomb site. Unscopes. Flash from his teammate, and that's 2 beautiful stuff. Suddenly, Neo is alone versus his Polish brethren. No ace for him in this round. Virtus.Pro closed the gap to 2.
They've transformed since the first 7 rounds. It's been so dominant. And it really calls into question... I mean, you know, will FaZe have done enough on the T side? It's so hard to predict what the second half is going to look like that I just don't... Like, this could be VP. Maybe they've done more than enough already, or maybe they need to do a lot more. It's just so hard to say.
Yeah, VP looks like they're getting more confidence in their game plan, peeking. Snatchy especially, just peeking random angles all the time consistently. And he's getting picks, so it's going to make him feel good. He's going to keep doing it until you stop him. So FaZe, they have to stop him. They have to start spacing a little bit better and exchange those kills if an opera's pushed up.
And there's only one man on the A side of the map at the moment here for the likes of VP. Lots of pressure towards Suez, and I like that VP being proactive and taking this position away from their opponents, as FaZe now have that one-man advantage. Mihu understands he's got to go and try to take a risk or push forward, but this position from Olofmeister is so devious. You're never checking this. Never checking this on the flank. Mihu, will he check it? There's no way.
Never checking it. This is that no one is ever going to check that in the history of CS.
That is unbelievable. That is so unreal. Olofmeister's awesome. And it's not looking awesome for Virtus.Pro in this last round of the first half. 9-run for FaZe Clan. Considering they started up 7-0, that's a pretty good recovery for Virtus.Pro. Can they continue to recover in the second half? Find out after these messages. Welcome back to a show with a collection of gentlemen on and off the server, and Virtus.Pro on the pistol rounds on the T side. They are the aggressors, although you might not think that with two-man push down long from FaZe Clan. Mihu with 2 flashes and a smoke grenade. Rain has the audio clues, and he's seeing players around playground and shooting them through the wooden walls with the little paintings on of flowers. Not looking like a very flowery scene right now, looking pretty damn violent. Virtus.Pro trying to pull it back. Olofmeister holding them by the toilets, but they may have positioned the charge towards the A site, and that becomes more likely now. Snatchy finds that headshot. The bomb feed drop though, 2 versus 2. Do they now rotate towards the B bomb site? Surely they know that 2 people were behind them. Snatchy still on the A area, but there were 2 players on the flank, and now it's just a 1 after a good start from FaZe. It's Rain versus 2. Goodness. Beautiful jump from Veggie, bouncing off the ceiling to try and avoid being headshot, delivering a headshot of his own. Marvelous stuff.
Yeah, VP getting caught out 2 kills early, but they bring it back, and FaZe Neo kind of caught off guard here. Maybe should have expected the T's to be kind of close in the site already. But, I mean, good 2-on-X situation by VP to pull out that round and not forces FaZe to do a force buy. That's the meta. That's what people do.
I'm liking it a lot, actually.
Makes sense, because then on the 3rd round or You'll have ops or whatever and enough utility if you wanted it.
I was almost the heads. Guardian just goes for the heads.
4th round.
Yeah, good damage. P250 makes it look very strong, but Olafmeister with all to do there by Water will be traded out, and the superior numbers will go the way of Virtus.Pro. FaZe with just a Rain and an MP9 on him left to work with. And the MP9 is incredible. As we can see there, Snatchy deleted. Who's next? Rain will burn.
Save it.
Sees a smoke grenade rolling along the floor. Still rolling.
This is
Does he save the smoke and then leave?
This is a James move. But he uses it.
Maybe he wants to keep them on the bomb site, force them to die. But instead,
That can't possibly work, can it?
instead everyone runs away. So 8-9, and this is the start Virtus.Pro needed after the horrendous start that they had on the first half. And I'm enjoying the fact that this is the way it's going to start out, because FaZe enjoyed that momentum at the beginning of the first half. I want to see who's a better team on Overpass here, and I think this will give us a better picture of that, as FaZe will have to go through the same trials and tribulations as their opponents did in the first half.
And we're off. Not to the greatest race ever. More like those arcades where you had the camel race, where you had to roll the balls in to move your camel along, as opposed to the Grand National, perhaps. Rain with the MP9. Nico with the one flashbang. The one flash to rule them all. They'll be waiting for some sound cues, which Okalicious isn't quite giving them. There we go.
Ooh.
No warning, and that's 2 players taken out. So the flashbang push is just the 1 player, but maybe 1 is enough because Rain's got 2 MP9 kills, and he has a swarm of his teammates picking up the rifles, dancing around the fountain, but Mihu's there for the burst. Olafmeister, last man to fall on the concrete towards B. At least he does not slide into the sewage.
FaZe had a good idea, but they maybe waited a little too long. Because Oko got 2 kills before the flash even popped. They did that flash just a second earlier. I think it would have been FaZe round win, actually.
So I'm curious to see, given Snatchy's performances on the first half, where he's going to be on this T side. Because he was pivotal. He was what... Oh, what the hell?
My
He
days.
just got knifed. Why did Okalicious get knifed? Mihu, why are you knifing Okalicious?
At that point of the round,
That's so weird.
that's the latest team knife.
They're both walking as well. They're both walking behind each other. Why?
I knifed the Bears in the last round of our match on Train, or whatever map it was.
And then
I think it was
naded.
Train.
Yeah, and then I got naded for 40
I
damage.
knew he was mad. I was like, I don't think I've ever knifed, maybe like once or twice by accident, but it's
I
not,
wasn't mad.
it's not a thing I do.
Do you knife him back?
No, I died.
You should have knifed
Pretty
him back.
close.
I was like,
I
God.
wasn't mad, but I wasn't happy, so I was in that state of mind.
Ooh, Guardian, he's being teased. He's got a little jiggle, little wiggle. Belly dances at the table.
That's a tough one to hit. That's a tough one to hit.
Tight angle.
Yeah.
So they had the awareness of the angle, but not in terms of their spatial awareness earlier on. They're moving into the A-bomb side, and Nico's going to get taken out in default. Guardian will trade. Has to go battle sniper mode. I think he was just spotted in toilets. There we go. Veggie ringing the bell. That leaves Rain in an awkward position. Holds it for a time, but he'll be traded. Neo behind the smoke. He's got Olafmeister to work with as well. But he's on a long rotation. Has a look. Gets absolutely annihilated. And what does Olafmeister do from here?
What a great round from VP.
That's a really good round.
The coordination on that A attack was stellar. That was really good. T basics, good spacing. You can see how FaZe, like on paper, how it looks like quite a scary setup. You've got Guardian there, you've got Rain there in these forward positions. But then you just put them in the spots where they have to look in two places at once. The positions are all given away. Really well done.
Yeah, the time was really awesome. It put Guardian, as you said, in a spot where he had to look at 2 spots because he was pushed up, and it makes it such an awkward op angle where you just have to hopefully that they don't check your spot by the time you get a kill. But Virtus.Pro was on top of the point. They checked all the angles very thoroughly. ran over FaZe in this bomb site.
And that frag from Snatchy was so fast, and that was so key. Because his teammates would have been stuck behind the smoke otherwise. And even though he gets traded, there's no one on the bomb site then. And then that split truly, the magic starts to work for the split. So 10-9, and I'm liking what I see from VP so far. They've taken a lot of damage though. On some of these pistol rounds from FaZe, they've taken lots of damage. Well timed flashbang to cover their approach, and Neo's unable to find anything because he's blinded. And look how fast they are going right now towards long, and the bomb's been spotted, so presumably FaZe will start to rotate everybody.
This is the 5-7 I was talking about. On the side, it's got little characters. It looks like a Pez dispenser to me.
It's cool.
Therefore, I've named mine Pez dispenser. I'm dispensing the Pez. Dispenser down.
I thought that was an only American thing. They had that in Europe. They have Pez in Europe.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say it's popular these days, but you know, Pez dispenser every now and then can't be bad. The bomb has an escort or two towards this long position. Guardian is about to walk into a library of information, or maybe he's not. No, he's diverted himself to the sweet shop. He wants a Pez dispenser as well. He wants a sugar intake. With that range on a 5-7, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be confident. He's playing for the info. He's seen one player. They'll see a stream of grenades towards the site, trying to close the distance now.
Ooh.
There it is, man. The 5-7 is just not the one. Nico with the Desert Eagle versus 3. 25 seconds. Can't quite play the time. Swings wide. Doesn't quite happen for him.
FaZe looking in trouble here. This is a very important gun round. Not only just to, you know, get more rounds on their half, but to stop the momentum of VP. VP is just running away right now. They've been... How many rounds in a row have they won? It's like... They won like 12-1, or not 12-1, they have 11 rounds. They're 11-1, pretty much.
Not a good look.
That's why you don't do math on stream, guys.
Never ever. Dan's got the abacus. It's just too far away.
You needed the abacus.
So we've got Molotovs on short B from Virtus.Pro and from FaZe. You can see one there, the other one's in the tunnel. Olofmeister still spotting. He's got the HE follow-up, which can be really nasty. Veggie should be happy to get away with 70 HP. And Olofmeister can see that short B has now been taken. Nice pop flash play, though, to go for a retake. Doesn't overextend. Can see snack spraying. That will be avoided. Recently saw a frag from that position from Get Right in Madrid. HE towards the pillar. Not too shabby. Now, Virtus.Pro, they're going on a fact-finding mission towards A. You can see Mihu and Okalicious wondering just how screwed are we if we go towards the B bomb site. They've got a minute to find out.
Rain in the bathrooms as per usual. But they are 3 players coming now, actually, towards the long, so you feel like a trade is probably guaranteed. Especially his range just holding an angle raw here. Timing is everything. And Mihu gets it. Mihu's actually been quite good on his entry frag so far towards both bomb sites. And that's a quick 5 versus 4. Oh, that's a big shot to get for Olofmeister. If Veggie had picked that one up, I think the round would have been very difficult to win for FaZe. But now they have a chance. Guardian with the AWP, surely there'll be some nades to make this more difficult. How much can he do?
Distraction being run, looks the wrong way, gets eliminated, and that is surely the round. Looks like number 12 for Virtus.Pro, unless we see some kind of ninja from Olofmeister. I don't think so. 2 orgs to be saved. Can see them at maximum loss bonus +1, soon to be +2 for what it's worth for FaZe Clan. And if they can break the money of Virtus.Pro, then that loss bonus economy could be the fact that the difference that helps FaZe get over the line and take it to a 3rd map of Mirage. But it looks easier said than done for sure at the moment. Yeah. So, I mean, what do we think? Is this a strength for Virtus.Pro or weakness from FaZe at the moment?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it kind of, in the pregame, I was talking about how strategically and tactically VP will be a bit more tight, and how it comes down to the individuals. And FaZe even got a good start on their T side. They got the perfect start. They won the pistol. They They played really good anti-ecos. They didn't suffer much damage when FaZe were playing, when VP had pistols. And FaZe have done loads of damage to VP in this half with their pistols, but in the gun rounds, they look like they're constantly reacting. They're never being able to take the initiative. And that's a problem because VP are just running sort of their game plan here. They're taking map control in the way that they want to do it. They're trading correctly. They've got good spacing. They've got the right nades in the right spots. Their timings are quite good as well. And some of these things looked a little bit out of coordination for FaZe on their first half. So I feel like this kind of goes to what I expected after we saw the first game, and FaZe look kind of the same as they have done previously. I don't know how long Neo's been in the works for with FaZe.
Well, there was a rumor, I think a week ago, so he had been practicing with them at some point for a rumor to formulate. But it's probably pretty recent. It's probably not that long, and so I mean, it kind of shows a little bit, as you saw in that last round. As you said, VP's doing a really good job of pushing back FaZe and Guardian and making play way back in the site, and the timing and space from VP is just too much right now.
Yeah, the Guardian always looks uncomfortable. Credit to VP. It's a good point. And Snatchy's been on too, and we don't always know if Snatchy's going to be on with the AWP. I think that does make a big difference, because sometimes he, like Guardian, can be a bit hot and cold.
Yeah, we saw some matches in the past where Snatchy just didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
But now today, he's ready. He's hungry.
20 for 12 at the moment, Snatchy.
Burn Neo. How dare you?
Guardian jump peeking, having a look-see with the scout. Virtus.Pro, they've had some problems, at least on Nuke, when they played some of these slower rounds. Now they know a scout is in play. Okalish is down to 12 HP, and that scout can reset. They don't really have great map control at the moment, so that could cause them problems. Mihu his attention has been drawn towards that A site. Olofmeister may have info towards B, so I'm not liking the way things are going for Virtus.Pro at the moment. I don't feel like they have made enough inroads at this point. 40-second mark. There is a bomb spotted outside B. Can't really rotate now, can you? Massive position taken. There's cover as well with Neo, so this is looking very good for FaZe Clan. Forcing Virtus.Pro to run towards that bomb. There's a duel won by Mihu, but how can I expect to save this run? This may be a safe situation, but depending on the money.
What a game from Olofmeister so far. He's been really on point. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then there were two for FaZe, but they don't quite have the bomb control. So, but there's no time obviously, so that would be damage at least for VP to keep the pressure up onto FaZe. And I feel like, you know, we have to cast our minds back as well to that clutch that Okalicious was able to win previously in effectively a 1 versus 3. I just remembered that, and it's cool to see that he looks much more comfortable on this map than the previous map. But look at this, FaZe, they've got no money, but nor do VP really. Not too much in the bank here. So this would be a good turning point for FaZe if they were able to take this one.
FaZe have that loss bonus though, which can make things weird depending on the outcome of the round and how many survive for Virtus.Pro. So we could see a late resurgence. The trades continue in Virtus.Pro's favor. They're committing. The bomb's going through the monster tunnel smoke with one player in tow. Some bursts from Rain, but his priority is to stay alive at this point. Wait for his teammates to rotate. Hold the water.
VP's going to kind of back off a little bit, reposition themselves. Snacks here, just kind of hiding out in underpass connector. It's a nice little jump boost. It's a spot the water. Get little information. But with 1 minute left, VP has plenty of time to regroup, work together. Snatch is going to be flashing Molotov. He missed the Molotov at Barrel. But this pulls to the FaZe, and they know it's a fake instantly. So that's too obvious.
45 seconds. Snack still holding connector. Now, you could invest somebody to make a play towards that B-bomb site. I think he's opened the door, so he may just be doing that. Seen a great play when it was just Shox and Kenny. One of them camped outside Monster, then made a play, while the other made his entry in. Not really believing Snacks. The random firing at this point can be a little obvious, so Rain will get a frag, but they're really not moving. I think they know what's up now. 10 seconds really to plant this bomb. Waiting for the second player, Guardian. He's playing the bomb. There's no cover for it. And that will be the round for FaZe Clan. Now, again, I spoke about the loss bonus. But Virtus.Pro will lose the round anyway. So this is very interesting because their loss bonus is obviously in the bin. They've got money for a buy. So there's so many ways it could go. Now you really need to look at that abacus. 2 timeout round wins in a row for FaZe Clan. What will happen now? No AWP for FaZe in this round, which is important to note. Might be hard to stop Snatchy.
Yeah, if they can activate him a bit more, it'll be interesting. And they'll try to develop more control towards A. That's a solid nade, 48 health left after just 1 HE grenade. That's very strong. And VP maybe with a somewhat of a fast pace, they're just walking up towards the long positions. I don't know if that was heard here by the CTs. They are all still looking the other way. They have Nico, they're ready to jump peek this from the bomb site so he can keep tabs on what's going on towards long. Still the creep here. Snatchy with the boost. This could be everything. Oh, can he find the jump peek from Nico? It would be such a huge kill to get.
I think he was spotted.
Would explain why there's no repeak. Ooh. Okay, well, once again, the entry frags are being had, but the trades are going well for the CTs, and VP have been delayed so much, they're not sure about committing towards A, and Neo is actually rotating towards water here, so there is a timing window where VP can exploit this B bomb site.
25 seconds remain. Veggie's crept through the monster position. Neo's holding the water. Olofmeister quietly making his way in. Neo sees the trail of the grenade. He can raise the alarm. Olofmeister trying to hold his upper now while Neo holds the lower. 3 versus 2. Bomb being planted. Does he threaten a peek? Does he actually peek? Some pre-fire. There's a trade. 4 seconds, and he has to win by elimination now. Does he know Olofmeister's on low ground? The AK-47 is out. And then it will be a late peek from Olofmeister, but Snatchy will hold that and hold the AWP. But it is the round for FaZe.
Their money, though. They have no money.
Very expensive round for FaZe. VP with its 3rd timeout round. We're in a row right there.
VP, they may have owned this, because if they win this next round,
Look at the
FaZe have nothing.
They have 1 kit, some utility, but in cost utility, they have 2 UMPs, a FAMAS, and a Scout.
They've had to force buy after winning a round. That's basically what's happened. Is there an argument to even eco in that round?
No. I don't think you ever eco, right? In a situation.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go 100% in, right?
Never eco.
That's NA mentality right there, Dan.
I think you should ever eco after winning a round. That's
true.
That's the only reason, because
if there's a good argument for it, then sure, but...
What do you think, people at home? Would you ever eco in this round after winning the previous round and having everybody lost?
It's a tough question. Maybe
do you think you can consider? I think you have to consider what your opponent has, what you have, how likely you are to win based on what they have. Is anyone ecoing here? Let me know. A shadow, a pre-fire, but nothing doing. Couldn't find the right angle. And that is one of the main weapons in this round taken out. A FAMAS.
Snatchy continues. And Mihu, always good for the entries in this game, it seems. And that might be the round. Surely the save will be called here. But look at the loss bonus there for FaZe. It's not in the greatest place in the world. 2 rounds loss bonus currently. So take it to 3, so they're in such an awkward spot. VP will be up on 13 rounds, likely moving to 14. VP might take this in 2 against FaZe.
That'd be pretty impressive.
I wonder where those pinnacle odds are at now.
With the buy that FaZe had, how often are they expecting to win that round versus essentially a full buy?
I think
Versus Virtus.Pro.
I think if you do something like that, maybe around that FaZe had, you can't play like a default setup. May have to do something a little more extreme. Take over a choke point on the map, like a connector, maybe water, even long A or something. You just can't just play back and hope for the best. Because VP, they've been playing slow this entire half, super slow, and this can allow you timing windows to take some map control. I mean, you got to be smart about it. You can't just hold W, but it's kind of better than just waiting for the Python to choke you out, you know? Like VP's just choking out FaZe slowly every round. Just milking it. Squeezing the lemons, as James would say.
Yeah, their utility use has just been really good. VP, that is. And that really helps against those setups around the bathrooms. He'll go close here towards Monster, but they will be walking, and it's quite a choke point here, doing a lot of damage, and he doesn't really receive that much for what he has done. 3 left for VP, perhaps a surprising round on the cards here for FaZe to be able to pick up, but they don't have much in the way of weaponry. They've got the Eagles, the P250 there, Guardian, but a well-placed Eagle is what counts because Nico's there doing excellent amount of damage, and Snatchy's gone. So, an unlikely round. Where does that leave us? Okay, so VP, they'll have a full buy, but if they lose this round, they have no loss bonus. VP cannot afford to lose this round. That would likely be the match.
That last round was really awkward too. I mean, VP kind of, you know, they had their slow was working. They tried to kind of speed it up. They had to have known that FaZe was low on money. They had to know. So I wonder why they were trying to rush through smokes and trying to force a play instead of letting it happen like they've been doing this entire half.
Not an easy angle to hit. Second one will be good. Goes back to the well, Guardian. He's not shy, is he? He's not shy. He's a confident man. Moving away, FaZe will feel like they're in control now. Olofmeister's taking that, but it's a 4 versus 2. This is a buy from Virtus.Pro. Let's not forget, doesn't feel like one the way it started. All their success has ground to a halt, it seems, as they are about to lose the lead unless Snacks can do something amazing. He's carrying the bomb. Oh no, what's happened there? Well, the bomb is now in very deep control of FaZe. There is time on the clock for Veggie. He's got 12 HP and 3 people to find. Was he just spotted as he looked away from Upper? I'm not sure. Maybe so, because that HE went to pretty much where he was standing.
He needs to save, which is awful to say, but he actually has to save. I think his team has to force buy twice. So if he saves, then at least they'll have a rifle. I mean, you can make an argument that they don't force buy in the next round, but I think that they probably should. Where do you stand?
It's okay, so it comes down to team mentality. You want to play for the tie or you want to play for the win. You play for the win, you lose a round, you're in very deep waters on the last round. You save this one, you can save for the next one taking OT. If I'm VP, I'd say with the money situation phase, I'd buy. I'd play to win. I won't play for the tie, I play for win.
Yeah.
Because this entire game, it felt like VP was in control.
Yeah.
They won on a huge run. They had a lot of the map control. They just kind of slipped up in the last 3-4 rounds where FaZe just came back in the game. There you go.
So funny. Like the way he died to Molotov and Nuke as well is just so funny.
Molotov attractor. So VP will end up buying here. And look at all those Mac Daddies.
All right. I guess they get 2 buys. Force through. Charging into the B bomb site, standing in the flames. They'll be spared a fiery death though by the weapons of FaZe Clan. And just like that, it is Mihu versus 4 with a P250. Looking to pick up the bomb. He'll pick up a decapitation. Game point for FaZe Clan. It didn't look likely, but it seems that we may just be going to Mirage after all.
FaZe, showing some championship blood in them. They aren't going out that easy. The VP's kind of dropping the ball.
I would like to have seen Okalicious drop an AK-47. Yeah, 2,900. They've gone for utility, though. If they have a plan of that utility, then fair enough. But they've got 1 rifle and 4 SMGs versus a full buy FaZe clan of 2 AK-47s on the likes of Rain and Nico. That's not a good look if you're VP, but as you can see, they are using that utility towards the B bomb site. So they're going to try and execute their way in. The flashbangs will have to be on point. There they come, sailing through. Neo taking evasive action, falling back. Nothing doing just yet, though. Just a molly.
Pump fake.
They're trying to, fake it and re-execute afterwards. That's it's a pretty safe or pretty smart way to handle it, I would say. I think that it's going to be difficult to obviously move in if Neo's spraying. If you make the timing awkward. See, Neo's trying to catch anyone who's lining up in the smoke. The HE as well. Very smart from Neo. Very smart from Neo. Oh, he's done good damage. Such a slow bleed here. It seems like Neo just knows.
Flying around the corner with the SMG. So far, so good for Virtus.Pro. Look at all the grenades sailing in from FaZe Clan, as well as the bullets. 4 versus 2. Make it 3. Neo's still alive in this corner. Getting his reload in, that'll give his position away, but they don't know what the cover is like, Virtus.Pro. I do wonder, in a situation like that, you know that your opponent, like FaZe know their opponent doesn't have all the money in the world. So when you see that fake Molotov, like if it was a full buy, you may think one thing, but when you know their money is short and they offer that, does it tell you that it's more likely they are going to execute behind that into the B bomb site? I do wonder, but here we have a boost onto the sandbag position. Quietly done. Snack's looking around. Does he spot it? I think he has spotted, but will he see Neo as well? Just below him, he won't. Sent into oblivion, and that might be an indication that the end is nigh. Snatchy can't pick up the weapon. It would give his position away, trying to use surprise instead, moving around, but it won't happen. 16-13 for FaZe Clan. We will go to Mirage after all.
What a comeback from FaZe. VP kind of dropping the ball in that second half. Maybe a little too transparent on their T side, because every time they hit B, they threw smokes and flashes and Molotovs over. That just screams, we're taking B, and it gives that extra second for FaZe to kind of get ready for that B defense. And they've been showing pretty much the entire second part of that half. FaZe just kind of ran away with it and showed that, hey, we're not that bad, guys.
What's surprising to me is there's so much success when VP were defaulting towards the A side of the map, and then they just stopped doing that, and they just started losing.
Just stop doing it.
They literally just stopped doing it. And every time we saw from FaZe's perspective, when VP were working on that control of bathrooms and long, it looked really uncomfortable for FaZe, and there was a reliable amount of entry frags. But here you can see like the way that they're moving into the bomb sites. Their B take is significantly worse insofar as there's so many positions that just weren't flashed off in the right timing. So, yeah, absolutely dropping the ball. I think I agree with you. And we see, though, that Olofmeister had a great game. If not for Olofmeister's fantastic performance in the first half, they would not be in this one. Rain stepping up to help as well. And overall, I think decent performances from most everybody when it counted. I think we could have seen more from Guardian. Again, very hot and cold, but Snatchy, 27 for 17. He had over 30 frags in the first game. He's been consistent.
Absolutely. And yeah, he delivered as expected for Virtus.Pro, at least for me, but it wasn't enough on this occasion. FaZe will force it to Mirage. I made a bunch of notes in that game. I think there were loads of interesting scenarios that I'll probably put a few videos out later on, but that is it for Overpass. We will move on to Mirage, the final map of this best of 3 series. That's coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you back here soon.